Welcome back, In Your Face members, to another In Your Face video. So today I'm going to cover the bat spell, or the DragBat, whatever the case is, however you want to call it. Me and Val have been doing this attack. Bat spells, it's new. It's for those who don't know, it's kind of like the skeleton spell, except these bats target defenses. They don't trigger traps. They don't draw CC. And really, that's about it. So they did just get nerfed, however, so they're a little weaker than when we were initially using them. But I did just want to cover a couple different things. Me and Val are both doing it, but we're doing different kind of versions of it, if you will. So the first example is Val's attack here, the CWL. So she'll start off. Oh, first of all, important to note, no matter which variation we use, this is the most effective spell combination here. Doesn't really make sense to have a rage in CC when you can build a max one yourself as a Town Hall 11. So we find that these max bat spells in CC works best. Also the Stone Slammer. So those are common themes. Oh, and Warden on air as well. Those are kind of common amongst both our attacks that we find most effective. So let's get into it here. So starts off with Suicide Heroes, kind of cutting the funnel a bit. She has a baby dragon there to assist with the funnel, which you'll see. Oh, let me slow it down a bit. So now that's been cleared. That's getting cleared. Frees up the electros to go right in. So she lets it go. Usually rage pretty early works well. Now, here's the other thing. A little early on that Warden ability, but it worked out. So this is the bat spell portion of it. Now, here's the thing. You want to pre-plan where you are going to drop the bat spell, no matter what. This is not something you just want to wing, because as you can see, you're dedicating a lot. That rage she just dropped is basically the only spell she has to help out with this attack. So the order that you want to do is you want the rage spell down already. Then you want to drop the... Well, she did it the opposite way as I do. I usually like to freeze the splash damage. She froze this wizard tower because it's the only splash damage in this area. She chose this area because the eagle's right here and the single target inferno's right here. Air defense. There's some good value here. You need to pick a place with good value. So let it work there. It takes down the eagle, takes down the single target, takes down that air defense. That's good value. And with all that stuff out of the way, she has balloons and CC that kind of help with the cleanup. Use the other freeze as you see fit. Both the Infernos were down, so it made sense to drop it here. And the rest is just cleanup. Really? Let that finish up. So the next one is, there was another one that I did. Now this is my variation of it. On 8 here. Now, let me say this too. I guess part of this video is about attack selection. Now, I have, and maybe everybody has kind of like a go-to attack that is their favorite attack. But every layout is not conducive for every attack. Hopefully you've learned that by the time you're Town Hall 11. So I usually like a Bowler P.E.K.K.A kind of ground attack. The funneling is really weird on this base. And I noticed that it's kind of vulnerable to bat spells because look at this. Expos are all down. So the next question is, okay, where can I get good value from a bat spell? And I believe, I hope I'm not wrong about this. I believe, at least me looking at it now, this area. Because I can freeze this, drop the bats right on it, take it out, and get 2 air defense. The Infernos, because they're set on multi, aren't really a concern for dragons or electro dragons. High hit point stuff, it's not really going to hurt them much. That's more of a single target thing. Now, when I do it, I try, if at all possible, to suicide the heroes by an air defense. Because ideally, I'd get one air defense down here, get these two down with the bat spell, and get it in like that. As you notice, me and Val both have the same exact spell combo. Both have our Warden set on air, and we both have the Stone Slammer. Only difference, I use regular dragons. I like them a little better. The Electro Dragon makes me nervous. It's so godforsaken slow. So anyway, we'll watch it work here. Another thing that's important to note, we pre-plan the area that we're going to drop the bat spell, but we don't do it before the attack. We wait until the dragons kind of get over there. So this, you guys might be wondering about this. This dragon was to cut the funnel. I didn't just drop them all out in the same place right there. I guess I don't really see that mistake that often, but that you don't want to do that. You want to clip this stuff, fan your dragons out like this so they'll go in. That's basically how it goes. So watch that. What's the slammer? Everything. I do the balloons out, Warden, all that. And that allows them direct pathing down into the base. I raged early. I actually made a mistake. I dropped 2 rages by accident. I dropped both rages there, which means I did not have one for the bat spell. And it still worked out. That's how powerful this attack is. I realized my mistake, but, you know, what are you going to do? I still was able to freeze the wizard tower, so, you know, it wasn't the end of the world. I still did it, as you can see. Luckily, they took down that wizard tower before it got unfrozen. Another important to note, I know there's a lot here, but if you look, this is all single target stuff. This, single target. These won't even shoot anyway. Single target, single target, single target. Single target. So that's another thing that'll be like, hey, or at least for me, when I'm looking at a base, it screams bat spells. I'm like, okay, yeah, this can get got with the bat spell. So you see the bats, look at the value there. You know, both AD, all this other crap. You know, it starts pittering out when it gets toward this multi, which is understandable. And that's really about it. Let's watch it finish up here. Dragons are solid. You know, I'm not even an air guy. I'm not a dragon guy. I didn't even do dragons at Town Hall 8 when they were popular. And this is kind of rekindled. I've been looking for an air attack because I think it's good to have one solid air attack in your arsenal and one solid ground attack in your arsenal. So let's go to this other one. This is going to kind of be a longer video. Some good examples here. I did it with this base this time. So again, funky base. These bases, we are seeing a lot of these bases. I have found that the bat spell is a strong choice on these. So let's see where I decided to. So this time I started with the bat spell. Usually I don't do that. You know, it's kind of, you got to use your best judgment. But this is my thought process behind this, though. So there's no wizard towers anywhere in sight. Wizard towers are the #1 enemy of the bat spell. And I saw some really good value right in here. Eagle and all these air defense. And if you'll notice, I didn't even really get that much value out of this bat spell. I thought I was going to get more. I tried to freeze this Inferno to help it stretch out. I thought they were going to take out some more air defense. They did get one and the Eagle, which is huge in itself. And then I started the Suicide Hero part of it. Now this time, I decided to use the heroes to just cut the funnel. I figured cut it there, send them in, like that. So we'll watch that go here. I also can see dropping the balloons first or the dragons first. Sometimes there's 2 different kinds of trains of thought on this. I kind of like to drop the balloons first to get any air mines that are going to be messing with my dragons. I don't have many dragons. There's only 11. So I don't want any black bombs coming and taking them out. But I could also see dropping your dragons first and sending the balloons behind so that they're kind of tanking and the balloons can target the defenses and get it in like that. Either way, whatever, you choose, the slammer goes in with the warden. I rage relatively soon. I hold that other freeze for this other single target inferno, because remember, single target infernos do crazy damage to dragons. It's not even my dragon that's engaging it, but that's what I was thinking was going to happen. Activated the warden to kind of help out. These ice golems are tricky in the CC. Luckily, there was no other, because of the bat spell, there was no other, what am I trying to say? There's no other defenses in the area shooting them down. I like to run an Electro Dragon in CC. I don't know, it just seems right to me. This is Town Hall 11, by the way. At Town Hall 12, I probably would actually do 2 more dragons because of the increased army space, or the CC space or whatever. You can get 40. But look at this Electro Dragon putting in work. I mean, I don't know, I just like it. I like it popping out of there. Got a lucky kind of split, and this dragon went up, which helped me out. Just speed through the rest of this. So anyway, it was a 3-star, trust me. So then there was one more. This is the last one with Nux here. This was another one where I saw this. I'm going to start thinking about it when I see single target infernos. And especially if I see expos, all of them on ground only, that's kind of already having me think about the bat spell. So let's get into it. Had to boost my army because I haven't maxed my bat spell yet. Again, oh yeah, so you know what? I'm going to start this over so you can see it clearer. So yeah, this. Again, I did it. So when we're thinking about the bat spell, I'm not gonna lie, I usually look at the eagle. I do not like that thing blasting at me all day long. If I can get the eagle and inferno, all the better. This one didn't really seem viable, but this area here screamed out to me, because here we have the eagle and 2 air defenses. A lot of enemies to dragons. These wizard towers are covering the area, but guess what? They are close enough that one freeze will freeze them both, which is why I opted to do that. I didn't want to wait because I knew I wasn't coming in from up there, and I didn't want to have to try to wait until my dragons were all the way over there, getting absolutely demolished by the eagle all along the way. So if you see, I have the raids down already. I froze, and this is quick. I immediately dropped all my bat spells. It's quick. It's got to be very quick, because that freeze doesn't last forever. Matter of fact, I had to burn both on it because it wasn't quick enough. So you got to be really quick. And look at this value. Air defense, eagles down, another air defense, Teslas. I mean, the bats are truly unstoppable. And I don't wait either, really. After I see the bat spells and I've done my thing there, there's really nothing else for me to do. So I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on, doing the Sui Hero thing. This one, I noted the position of the air sweepers. This is another thing. If you're doing air attacks, especially because, I don't know, not a lot of people in our clan really do air attacks. You really want to pay attention to the air sweepers. You do not want to be fighting against the sweeper if you can help it, which is why I decided to come from this way. But in order to funnel my dragons, I knew I needed this area down and this area down, so that they could just, in a nice wide fan, all through that base. So that's why I dropped the queen where I did. There was no air defense I could get. And other than that, it's business as usual, guys. I mean, raid spell comes down when I see a good area to use it in. I didn't have a freeze. I didn't have another freeze. I didn't have another freeze for the single target inferno here. But that's alright. And that's really about it, guys. The rest of it's cleanup. So yeah, don't be scared to try it out. You definitely, there is no question about it. you need the max bat spell. You don't really want to play around with the spell combo too much. I could see if some people try to do other kinds of variations on it though. Anyway, good luck.